Thank you, Peter. And you said Pks practitioner. Please tell me what is the Pks, Peter Kaarnik system practitioners, and what is the DAN process?
Okay. My work with money and the source principles are what is known as open source. That means that anybody is free to use what I have developed and invented. I don't make any limitation to the potential use because I think it should go out. I received it and I think everybody should have access to it freely. So all the people from my seminars over the many years are free to use it, and they're using it in all sorts of different ways, probably several thousand people, and probably many of them are using it in ways that I wouldn't use and are developing it in different ways, and that's all fine with me. But I wanted to develop also a group or a field, particularly for when I'm no longer here, to continue the origins accurately of what I have created. And that is a field of what I call practitioners. In other words, people who have learnt my original system in terms of the detailing of it. Because the way words are used, at least in our language, is important to be able to have accuracy with the origin. They're allowed to build on the origin and create afresh, but for good communication, everybody needs to know, my practitioners need to know what the origin is and the accuracy of it so that they can communicate well with each other and the field can expand. So I have created this field of practitioners which started by offering master classes. The original ones were 1 year. Now they can be reduced to 8 months, 6 months or something like that because then we can now work online, whereas the original ones didn't have any online work. And those who I very consciously and purposely decided right from the beginning, I don't offer any certificates to my practitioners or diplomas, because I've seen with other fields and coaches the limitations of that. The prime limitation is that people, after a time, when the field starts to grow, many people come in because they want a certificate or they want a diploma which they can stick on a wall, but they're not really so interested in the original process. And I only want practitioners who are really interested in doing the work with these processes. So I was helped to invent a new system, which is not, again, I haven't invented anything new, but just given it a name called the DAN process. And it's as old as ever, because it goes back to masters with students. And it goes back, I'm sure, to the traditions in Japan as well, where there is a teacher who brings a student, comes together with a student, and there's a point in their relationship when both of them know that the student is sufficiently qualified to go out and represent the origin. And the name we gave this with my friend Charlie Davis in the UK, because he described this best, this is really his invention, he called it the done process. You are done. So the professor or the master knows that the student is done, but what's key is that the student knows that they are done too, both at the same time. And at that point, there's nothing more to teach, really. This is the end of that particular relationship. And this is the essence that I also pass on with my work here, that people who come to do my work as practitioners are done, like you are, Yuko, and that you can pass it on and you can do other people also here in Japan. So you and Shiro-san are the first 2 practitioners in Japan, and you can go out and do more people. But the one thing I must say with this is that the question of responsibility is prime. So that means that I'm responsible for Tom Nixon and his results in training you.
Yes.
And you will be responsible for the results of anybody that you may bring in to the field.
Yes.
And do. And that's the way I intend this knowledge, if you like, and this practice and these processes to go out, along with the responsibility for the results that are created. So that, and my final words on this, if you do somebody and they're going out and doing things, and for me it doesn't appear they're doing it quite right or quite accurately, I won't go and talk to them. I will talk not even to you. I will talk to Tom.
Yeah.
And I'll say to Tom, there's something in your field which is not going right. Can you check it out and make a correction? And then Tom will come to you. And you go to that person because you're the one that was responsible. So that's how I see this done process going out and my field expanding with very, very well qualified practitioners. And that's the way it's working right now.
Oh, it's like a tree.
Like a tree with branches and leaves going out, very natural.
Yeah. Wow, very natural.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Peter, for sharing.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you.